ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. The Kentucky Derby is one of the sports world's premier events. It also serves as the backdrop of a great book by first-time author Mark Paul. The book is called The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, a true tale of three gamblers, the Kentucky Derby, and the Mexican Cartel. Coming up, we're going to hear all about this amazing story from the author himself, Mark Paul. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards Gaming Report for the week of April 28, 2025. Penn Entertainment announced the launch of the Score Casino, which is a new standalone iCasino app in Ontario. The platform offers a variety of online slot and table games, including live dealer content. The Score Casino also has exclusive games with the Toronto Blue Jays, including Blue Jays Blackjack. The Score Casino is available on Android, iOS, and desktop, and customers can log in using their existing Score Bet credentials. Tickets are now available for MGM Resorts International's Bellagio Fountain Club. The Bellagio Fountain Club is one of the most coveted Formula One Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix viewing and dining destinations. It not only has great views of the race, but also appearances from celebrities, DJs, entertainers, and globally celebrated chefs. This year's Formula One Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix happens on November 20th through the 22nd. And finally, Play and Go introduced its newest fantasy-themed slot. Loot and Labyrinth Roll the Dice for Riches blends slot mechanics with tabletop role-playing game elements. The slot takes players on an adventure through dungeons, monster battles, and treasure hunts, and a roll of the dice can unlock major rewards. Sounds like fun. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day.
No way.
I'll give you 3-1 odds.
No.
5-1.
No.
10-1.
You're on.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Kentucky Derby is one of the sports world's premier events. It also serves as the backdrop backdrop of a great book by first-time author Mark Paul. Mark Paul is the author of The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, A True Tale of Three Gamblers, the Kentucky Derby, and the Mexican Cartel, and it's an amazing story. And to tell us all about it, we have Mark Paul on the line. Mark, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Oh, great. Mark, I read your book from cover to cover, and at no point did I not feel nervous for you guys. Without giving away the great ending in the book, can you tell us a little bit about what your book is about?
Absolutely, Dave. It was a true story that happened to me in 1988, and for a couple of reasons, namely that perhaps some of the money wasn't claimed with the IRS, and the fact that we actually collected our money, I should say we were in a position to collect our money from the Mexican cartel. I thought maybe it was prudent not to tell the story for about 3 decades, but finally I got to the point where I said, I got to tell this story. What happened is that we were semi-professional horse players. You know, we had real jobs too, like commercial real estate brokers, but the fact is that we were going to the track every day, and it was an amazing time to be a horse player at the racetrack. We were members of the turf club. You had to, make a reservation to get in, and the place was packed, and there were beautiful women and hats, and it was a scene at the track. And there was this filly in 1987 named Winning Colors, and she was winning all of her races dominantly. And she was owned by Eugene Klein, who owned the San Diego Chargers professional football team. And he was getting on in years. He'd had a heart attack. We saw an interview, and they asked him, he said, Mr. Klein, you own this horse. Winning Colors is winning all of her races by, open legs, and you also own a professional football team. Mr. Klein, if you could win the Super Bowl or you could win the Kentucky Derby, which would you take? He says, I would definitely take the Derby. At the time, there's 26 professional football teams. One of them's going to win, and there's 40,000 horses born every year. It's so much harder to win the Derby. I'd win the Derby. And so my buddy and I go, you know what? This guy's had a heart attack. He's a billionaire. His dream in life is to win the Kentucky Derby. I bet maybe he puts this filly in against the boys in the Derby. That's, mind you, Dave, this is 6 months before the race. Mm-hmm. So we say, all right, what can we get in the futures? What odds can we find? And we see she's only 12 to 1 in Las Vegas. And we keep searching. We find out she's 50 to 1 in this little honky racetrack down in Tijuana called Agua Caliente. It's 50 to 1. So we go down and we bet our asses off on her 50 to 1 in Mexico, if you can believe that.
I got to tell you, what struck me from reading the book and even listening to the story you just told is your love and knowledge of the horse racing business. What got you interested in the horse racing business and the behind-the-scenes aspect of the sport?
Oh, man. I first went to the track, I was 14 years old. And a lot of horse players will tell you this. When I walked in to Santa Anita at 14 years old, that was it. That was the greatest place I'd ever seen. I just fell in love with horse racing. The whole idea that you could pick up past performances and study it and try to figure out who the winners are going to be, and then the excitement of you're outdoors and the horses and the people and the screaming, and it's such a beautiful sport. And then when you can put money on it at the same time, I was totally hooked. And I've heard that from a lot of horse players. It's kind of like a gene. You get exposed to the racetrack, you either have it or you either fall in love with it or it's not going to work for you. But for me, that was it.
Reading the book, in the center of the story is Winning Colors, and Winning Colors is a filly, and they don't really do well in the Kentucky Derby. It's very rare that they actually win. What did you and your friend Dino see in Winning Colors that made you really think, this horse has a shot?
Well, we were probably stupid at the time and didn't know it. I mean, the fact is that a filly, a female, had only won the Derby twice in 114 years. And, these crazy gamblers we think that this filly can win. But she was unique in that her nickname was the Amazon. She weighed nearly 1,200 pounds. It was kind of funny, in the Derby, everybody thought, oh, well, this little petite filly can't go against these ginormous big, stud colts. And the fact is that she was the biggest horse in the race, and she outweighed almost every other horse in the race by 200 pounds. So, we thought that she had a real chance to this.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Your Majesty, the royal wrestlers await.
I'll bet on the little guy. How much? 3,000 guineas, 2 geese, and a duck. That's a foul bet.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishottle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I'm talking with Mark Paul, author of the book The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, A True Tale of Three Gamblers, the Kentucky Derby, and the Mexican Cartel. Sorry about that. Radio has to do its business, you know. Why don't you continue what you were saying before the break?
And when we found out that they were going to offer us 50 to 1 on her, we bet her. But mind you, we bet on her like 6 months before the race. But the problem really came, Dave, in that as we got closer to the race, we started hearing these really scary, very sketchy stories about Agua Caliente in Tijuana, that the track was going to go out of business. So we started reading all about it, and quickly we found out that the racetrack was owned by a prominent member of the cartel. And we're like, oh, crap, this is not good. You mean to tell us that, we had wound up, my buddy Dino and our other associate, Big Bernie, and wound up betting about $25,000 on her to win the Derby. we had $1,250,000 to collect, which is a lot of money, by the way, in 1988. And we're thinking now, oh, great, if we win, we've got to go to Tijuana and collect $1,250,000 from the Mexican cartel. Wouldn't it be easier for them just to, not pay us or kill us, or pay us and rob us in the parking lot on the way out? So, usually when you get these kind of horse stories, they're kind of Disney-like, and the horse wins and everybody's cheering and everybody gets married and everybody's happy. This is not that kind of story because when she goes in the Derby, and I don't mind telling you that she wins the Derby because that's not the end of the story. That's really when the story really heats up, is now my buddies and I have to go down to TJ and try to collect $1 million from the cartel. And it was scarier than you can imagine because we had found out there was this journalist, a guy named, his nickname was the Cat, El Gato. And he was the most famous journalist in all of Mexico, well, I should say, or at least in northern Mexico. And he was writing negative stories about the owner of the racetrack. And a month before our Derby, his offices, the journalist's offices, are machine gunned in broad daylight, and he survives. And this crazy guy, instead of backing off, digs in deeper and starts writing more stories about the owner of the racetrack. And now 2 weeks before the Kentucky Derby, he writes another big story, and he is murdered. He's shotgunned to death in broad daylight. And the guys that shot him are arrested, and they turn out the guys that shot the journalist are the head of security for the Agua Caliente racetrack, and the racetrack's personal bodyguard are arrested for the murder. So now we know that not only is the racetrack owned by suspected cartel guys, that even somebody just writes a bad article in the newspaper winds up dead. What the hell is he going to do to guys that try to win $1 million from him, on the Derby? So we're scared to death. But and the story in the book goes on in detail about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me ask you
what we had to do. I certainly won't tell anymore.
Well, when you read that story about the death of the reporter, what was going through your head? Was there talk about, what, even if we win, should we not go down and collect? What was going through you and Dino's head when you saw that report about the reporter?
Yeah, that definitely crossed our mind. So we're immediately trying to figure out. We're like, okay, we'll get a Brinks truck. We'll get an armored truck, and then we check that out. And we can bring an armored truck, but we're not allowed to have armed guards. And then we thought, well, we'll get an armed guards in Tijuana to bring it up for us. We're saying that's probably like paying somebody to rob you.
Yeah.
It was so what we did, and I think this is my favorite scene in the book, and a lot of people's, is that we thought, well, okay, we'll be really smart. What we'll do is we'll go down and we'll actually watch the Kentucky Derby physically in Tijuana the day of the Derby, because there's going to be probably 6,000 people in the race and sports book. They're not going to kill us right in broad daylight with 6,000 people watching us. That'll be smart. So we go down there, and if you can imagine being in a little teeny racetrack in Tijuana on a little teeny black and white television, watching the Kentucky Derby on a 16-inch television, knowing that you have $1,250,000 on the line. And we went down there. Winning Colors does win the Derby, but like I say, that's not giving away the end of the story. And we go to the windows and we tell them, pay us, please. And they're like, no, we're not paying you today. Come back another day. We're like, no way we're coming back in another day. I mean, you want us to come back like on a Tuesday morning when nobody's here? I don't think so. So it was a really scary time. But, like all gamblers, we wanted to get our damn money.
Yeah. Well, that was the most interesting thing for the book for me was when you and Dino were trying to think of ways, if we won this, how are we going to get the money out? You even talked about using a guy called 20% Tim, which was very interesting. I mean, how long did those conversations between you and Dino last? I mean, were they weeks on end? Did you call each other every week and say, how are we going to do this?
I don't know that they didn't last too long because we usually did it like at a Mexican bar drinking margaritas or something. We thought that we would, we thought we had it figured out, but we didn't.
I mean, like I said, when I was reading the book, I was nervous for you guys. Number one, whether they're going to pay off the bet. Number two, how are you going to get your winnings out? But I was really concerned for your friend Big Bernie, who had even a bigger bet than you guys on winning color. I think Big Bernie had the most interesting plan on what to do if he won. What was Big Bernie's plan, and did you ever consider doing what he was doing with regard to the winnings?
Yeah, Big Bernie's plan, right at that time in 1988, they were evolving really into sports gambling, particularly in Tijuana at the track. And his plan was if the horse should win, and mind you, Affiliate won once in 114 years, and by the way, has not won since. To show you how difficult it really was. His plan was to deposit the money, just leave the money at the racetrack in a sports gambling account and not even try to bring the money back into the United States. But he was planning on continuing his life to become a rich man in Mexico and stay down there. We wanted to get the money and get the hell out. I wasn't planning on spending a lot of time in Tijuana.
Stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With costs going up, Adam & Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
You're listening to House of Cards.
I'm talking sick piles of money. I'm talking lay on your bed in your Vegas room, throw the money in the air, and dance as it showers down on you money. I'm talking frosted glass limo money. I'm talking big cowboy hat, silver turquoise buckle money. I'm talking gambling.
I am in love with you.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with Mark Paul, author of the book The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, A True Tale of Three Gamblers, the Kentucky Derby, and the Mexican Cartel. Give us a picture of what this racetrack looked like. I mean, when you say racetrack, I think of, I'm here in New Jersey. We have a lot of racetracks here. You're in California. You have the beautiful racetracks there. I was trying to picture what the racetrack in Tijuana looked like. Give us a mental picture of what this racetrack looked like.
Well, Dave, that's what's kind of fun about the book, too, is that, today everything's, it's great that things are becoming legal and all that, but it's also becoming kind of sterilized.
Yeah.
And this was not like that. Albert Caliente was built, I believe, somewhere around like 1920. And it was like Caesar's Palace before there was Caesar's Palace. It was magnificent and soaring ceilings, and they had a casino and a spa and a hotel, and it was amazing, but it had fallen on very, very hard times. And I always say, I don't know if you guys remember that there was a really colorful movie called Planet of the Apes, and they go back to New York City, and it's 200 years later, and you see the Statue of Liberty, but it's 3/4 covered in sand, and the whole city is wiped out. That's a little like what Agua Caliente was. It was a shell of its former self. So you would walk through this cavernous, magnificent casino. If you can imagine walking through like Caesar's Palace, but it's 200 years later, and it's it looks like it's been bombed out in Beirut or something. So it's smoke-filled rooms, a lot of wild drinking going on, and hot tequila pouring girls running around, and you could drink the tequila off the girls' arms and stomachs or whatever, as long as you tipped her well. And it was a wild, kind of lawless kind of place. And I think a lot of gamblers kind of appreciate just reading about, the way things were at one time. It wasn't just the Wild West. It was the wild Mexican Wild West.
Now, as you said, you did win the bet, and I'm not going to give away the ending part because it's an absolutely fantastic story about how you actually got your winnings. But I will ask, whose idea was it to get those bodyguards that you brought down? And did you know you were in trouble when you first set eyes on those bodyguards? I mean, did you think you were in trouble? Because I was thinking, man, these guys are going to get rolled.
Yeah, well, we got the brilliant idea when we had to go collect the money, and we were not able to bring our own Brink security armed guards with us. A buddy of mine said, I know these guys, they're professional fighters, and they're really tough. And we thought, well, it's got to be good to go down with 6 guys. It's got to be better than 2, and at least we'll have some. We just call them the muscle. And we hired these guys, but we'd never seen them. And when they came to help us go collect the money, we didn't realize that they were early Asian MFF fighters. And I think that the biggest guy was about 145 pounds. They were tough as hell, by the way. I wouldn't want to mess with them. But let's just say they weren't going to intimidate anybody. So we could take all the muscle and put them in one car with us. So the muscle wasn't such a good idea.
I like the fact I knew you were in trouble going down there because every time you went down there, you got auto insurance. So I was like, boy, there's no safe part of this trip for you. I thought that was hilarious.
It's true. I just figured, I was actually more afraid, worried about trying to collect the money. I was more worried about what would happen after we had the money and got to the parking lot. I just thought that's probably when we're the most vulnerable.
I gotta say, it's a great story, and your book has a ton of endorsements. How has the reception been for the book?
Well, thank you. I'm a first-time author, and it's really been amazing. I've sold nearly 20,000 copies. Everybody tells me horse racing's dead, and it's not. It's just absolutely taken off. It's been, it's called The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, and it's been number one in 10 separate Amazon categories. And what's been surprising to me is, I kind of expected to do well at number one in horse racing, but it's also the number one book in the country in horse racing, sports gambling, and a bunch of other things like sports biographies, organized crime, white-collar crime. It's just really taken off. So it's really been fun. Also on my website, if I can, markpaulauthor.com, there's a great 57-second video, a book trailer video, and it's a really fun. Just click on that and you'll be able to get the video. I posted the video up on Facebook, and I've had like 300,000 downloads of it. So maybe horse racing and gambling isn't dead. We just needed a good story.
Well, what's next for the book? I mean, make a great movie or a TV show. What's next for the book?
Well, I live in L.A., and again, I'm a first-time author. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I wrote the manuscript, and I gave it to some movie guys, because I'm in L.A., and there's more movie guys than anybody else here. Mm-hmm. And within, 10 days, I had optioned the book to some the guys that did Lone Survivor, very big movie guys. So the book has actually been optioned for a possible Netflix or other series, TV series, or a movie. I sure hope that happens. I think we got a good chance. I think it would be a really fun, colorful TV series. I sure hope that happens.
Mark, we're running out of time, but can you tell people how to get a copy of The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, A True Tale of Three Gamblers, the Kentucky Derby, and the Mexican Cartel?
Yes, it's so simple to find. I mean, if you just go to my website, markpaulauthor.com, you can see it everywhere, but it's literally everywhere. It's on Amazon. It's an ebook. It's a print book. It's a hard copy book. It's also a really cool audio book. If you like, consuming podcasts, you probably like audiobooks. It's on audible.com. So just go to my website. It's also on Apple Books. You really can't miss it. The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told. And I thank you, Dave, for having me on.
Mark Paul, author of The Greatest Gambling Story Ever Told, A True Tale of Three Gamblers, the Kentucky Derby, and the Mexican Cartel. Thanks a lot for coming on and telling us about it. It's absolutely an amazing, incredible story, and everyone should pick up a copy of the book.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beatin The House. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. Game announcements, launches, installs, news, jackpots, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep sending those in. We're going to start off this week with a pair of launches.
Okay, are these video games or not video games, but
Wait,
slot
talking
machines?
Atari? Yes, we have more Atari to talk about.
Yeah, I could do that, but no, these are slot machines or video poker or video.
We've got a new slot game and also a new online casino.
Oh, a new online casino.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Technically, it's not new, but we're going to start off with the online slot. We have Play and Go announcing another new game. They have been on a roll lately.
Yeah, they've been pretty busy over the last couple of weeks.
And this one is very interesting because it has a lot to do with a Dungeons and Dragons style online slot.
I was never into Dungeons and Dragons in high school. I know it was big with some people in high school and stuff like that, but I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I played it once or twice, but I was more of a fan of the Saturday morning cartoon Dungeons and Dragons than I was the actual
I remember
game
seeing
itself.
that. That's what my mentality was in high school or grammar school. I know the cartoon, I just never played the game.
Yeah, it had two guys from Eight Is Enough in it, Willie Ames and Adam Rich.
I didn't know that.
And Donnie Most was in it, too.
Oh.
He voiced another one.
Okay.
But
what weird trivia.
I know, right? The weirdest stuff is in my head. But anyway, I have Play and Go announcing the new fantasy-themed slot game, Loot and Labyrinths Roll the Dice for Riches.
Loot and Labyrinths.
Roll the Dice for Riches. That's the full name of it.
I got the full name.
I got some video playing over top of this that we got from Play and Go. It's basically a combination of an online slot and tabletop role-play games. Where you have the dice.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
See, that's interesting. There's a lot of new games.
Well, you don't get a pair. You don't get a pair of real dice.
I know that. I know that. But it's interesting. I love the fact that they're the slot games are just really progressing. It's really great to see what's happening with slot games, and Play and Go has been doing a lot of great stuff.
Well, the interesting part about this, it's basically the slot takes you through an adventure through dungeons, monster battles, treasure hunts.
Okay.
Then the dice rolls come into play where you can unlock rewards like bonus spins. There's a roll the dice feature called Random Encounter Minigame where you roll digital dice.
All right.
Activates 3 different events. It's a monster attack that you get bonus points for, treasure lair, tavern night, all different types of bonus features that are unlocked by some of the dice rolling. Digital dice rolling.
So is this on the gaming floors? Is this
This is online
thing?
only. Play and Go just does online only.
Are they in New Jersey? Because I'll check it out.
Haven't seen it yet appear in New
Okay.
Jersey or Pennsylvania, but at some point Play and Go does get them into the main platforms in this country.
So Loot and Labyrinths, roll the dice for riches.
Right.
So I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yep, tabletop RPG elements mixed with an online slot. Very cool to see that.
All right. See, I see. I like game. See, sometimes old-fashioned slot machines are fun, but these games are just like taking it to a new level. You play them for a longer period of time because they're so interesting.
Yes. The other announcement we have comes from Penn Entertainment, and this is in Ontario.
All right.
Everyone knows Penn Entertainment in the United States is ESPN Bet, Hollywood Casino. Up in Canada, it's the Score Bet, and it's only been the Score Bet with a combination sportsbook and casino mixed into the Score Bet app. Well, here Penn Entertainment has launched the Score Casino.
Okay, so
which
that
is
a
standalone
separate...
iCasino app
right.
in Ontario. Basically, it just separates the casino functions away from the Score Bet sportsbook. It's still you're still connected, and you still log in using your Score Bet credentials. But it's now a separate app.
So the Score used to be a sports book in the U.S., but they're not in the U.S. anymore,
Well,
right?
the Score originally was Canada, and then they brought it into the U.S. The Score Bet became Barstool Bets when the first deal with when Penn did a deal with Barstool.
All right.
And then Barstool's gone
But
now.
the
It's
Score,
ESPN Bet.
The Score is not in
The Score is just in
US.
Canada now.
I will tell you, I have the Score app on my phone for all the scores and things
there
like
there are
that.
links to the score
and the
bet
stats,
still in there.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's
but
great.
there are still links to the score bet in the score
What's
app,
great with the
but-
score is not only for the scores of the game, but where they're televised. So I was looking for a game, so I jumped on the score. I clicked on the game. You scroll down, and it gives you where they're televised. So that's good.
Well, it was always interesting. The score bet never translated well into the United States, which is why it's just relegated to Canada right now.
Yeah. I'm not
But-
too familiar with the score bet. I have the score on my phone.
Yeah,
so
you
I
should
would
see links
yeah.
to probably in the United States,
give,
probably ESPN bet.
They give
now.
the odds and stuff like that too. So
I don't know if the score bet shows up on the app now.
I don't
in the
know.
United States.
I'll take another look. I'm sure I'll be looking at it today. I look at it every day. So I'll take a look for that.
But basically, the Score Casino iCasino app is the clone of the Hollywood Casino app in the United States. Got original titles from Penn Game Studios, which is their in-house development company, as well as live dealer tables and also exclusive games surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got Blue Jays Blackjack, sort of like what they did with the New Jersey hockey team, New Jersey Devils Blackjack.
Okay.
So brand new standalone iCasino app in Ontario, which is really not new, but it's new in terms it's now
It's
got
just
a
separate.
new app.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's it for the launches. We're going to start talking jackpots right now.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
Starting off our jackpots, we're heading out to California.
Okay.
Yeah, normally we're in Nevada, New Jersey, or Mississippi lately, but right now...
Mississippi, Biloxi has been getting a lot of press lately.
No Mississippi right now.
Okay.
So we have California. We're going out to Elk Grove, California, and Sky River Casino.
All right.
Where we have according to the press release I got from Sky River, a whopping $511,311 progressive blackjack payout. The Sky River Rewards member. I almost said Sky Rewards. That's an actual Delta airline thing. Right. But Sky River Rewards member was only playing for less than an hour.
Oh, okay.
And he hit the $500,000 jackpot.
So we're starting off with blackjack, huh? We usually start off with a slot machine, but good. I am glad we're starting off with blackjack. California blackjack. That's what the game is called.
No, it's just I have that on my notes as California.
Okay. Because
that's the state.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. There's different versions of blackjack.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Las Vegas blackjack. There's Atlantic City rules blackjack. So I thought this was a new form of blackjack.
Well, technically, it is California blackjack because he's playing blackjack in California. Well, I had it in my notes. I forgot the comma there.
There are different rules for the Las Vegas and the Atlantic City online where I usually play it.
Yes.
So.
But we're leaving California now.
All right.
Heading out to Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And when we go to Connecticut, it's only one of 2 places, and we are going to Mohegan Sun.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we're going to the Casino of the Earth in Mohegan Sun Casino.
Mohegan Sun is separated into 4 sections. The gaming floor, I guess, is divided up into 4 sections. This is the Casino of the what? Sun?
This is Casino of the Earth.
Earth. Okay, they have
Sky,
Sun, Wind. Sun, Wind.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And in the middle, they have the big bar called the Wolf's Den.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an entertainment venue, too.
Yeah, I think, they have a stage there.
Yeah.
One time, I was there, and they had, I guess it was a cover band. It was a Bon Jovi cover band, but, they couldn't call themselves Bon Jovi. They called themselves Bon Jersey.
Yes.
Which I was intrigued by it, but I didn't stick around to see them. So.
I actually remember you pointing it out, the fact that when
Jersey.
we also went to Rhode Island, they were playing in Rhode Island,
Yeah,
too.
Apparently it's a big
New England
band.
cover band, I guess.
Bon Jersey.
But here we have a $5 bet on a Monopoly Cash Wheel Blazing 777, triple double jackpot wild slot. Let me go through that name one more time. The Monopoly Cash Wheel Blazing 777 triple double jackpot wild slot machine.
Okay. Monopoly is one of those games that has a ton of variations.
Yes,
on it, right?
and this is no different here.
Yeah,
This one may have the longest name of them all, but we've got a $5 bet on the Monopoly Cash Wheel game. I'm not going to say that all over again. $484,268.96.
Nice, on a $5 bet, huh?
$5 spin,
Nice.
and they spun 3 Monopoly jackpots across the wheels.
Wow.
And that's what triggered the bonus, which triggered the jackpot of $484,000.
Okay.
Leaving Connecticut, we're going to Nevada now. As a matter of fact, we're going into Henderson, Nevada, downtown Henderson.
Interesting.
The Rainbow Club Casino.
I've never heard of that.
Another one of the smaller ones,
never
but
heard of that.
it's one of the more popular ones in Henderson, according to their own press release. It's a very popular place.
I would assume it's kind of those. It's a local casino kind of thing for locals. Okay,
yes.
good.
And a local hit a jackpot.
All right, good, great.
They were playing the Dollar Store machine, which always pays out no matter where they're located.
Like money machines.
Yep. No word on the bet size, but the player in question here hit the Super Grand Top Award while playing the Dollar Storm slot machine for a jackpot of $136,882.
Nice. See, it's great because it's local. I mean,
Yes.
you sleep in your own bed that night. Well, you probably don't sleep because you won so much, but you're at home that night. You're
a lucky local.
Nice, a lucky local.
Moving from Nevada, we're heading out to Florida now. We are
Florida.
crisscrossing the country.
All right.
We've got a Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino jackpot, Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a $10 bet on a Buffalo Link machine.
Buffalo again, yeah.
Buffalo Link.
You had a lot of Buffaloes last week.
The player made a bet, according to the press release, hit spin, and watched as the symbols flashed across the screen until a jackpot message arrived saying he had won $122,200.18.
Wow. Okay.
I'll tell you, that is actually kind of interesting because that's how the press release worded it. They did a play-by-play.
I was going to say that's a rather dramatic-sounding press release. It's putting their creative writing skills to work, huh?
So somebody was itching to write.
I know. Boy, I feel motivated and inspired.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're leaving Florida, and we're heading to Jersey for another edition of Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show.
So I'm assuming this is the second half of March, right? We did the first part of March before, right?
This is the second half of March.
All right, okay.
And I'm going to tease this because we have another $1 million jackpot to talk about.
Okay.
So first half of March had one, second half of March
and I know at the
has
end
one.
you tell us how many for the year, $1 million. So I want to wait before I ask you that. So.
Well, here we are, Jersey Jackpots. We're going to start off with March 14th. We've got $100,000 at Tropicana Atlantic City, IGT's Game King, which is the video poker machine.
Yep.
DraftKings.com also paid out $100,000 on Williams Jinji Baoji Endless Treasures. I only say that once a show, but
Jinji Baoji.
Yes, as you can see, it's an Asian-themed game.
All right.
Going back onto the boardwalk, we have Ocean Resort. $170,148.48. Light and Wonder, Huff and Puff.
Oh, the original.
The original.
Oh, okay.
Going over to BetMGM, we've got two from BetMGM here. $168,155. Oddsworks Scatters Matters.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting game to play if you've ever played that. And then we got $121,690.91 on NYX Gaming's Five Treasures Jackpot Festival.
No clue what that is.
It's another Asian-themed game.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Going to March 15th, we now have DraftKings.com again. $169,806.71. Paraplay All Aboard Dynamite Dash. That's a train theme. All aboard.
Oh, all aboard.
Yes.
Okay.
Staying with DraftKings, we've got $130,868.26. DraftKings Craps. Mm-hmm. A lot more Craps games being played.
I know. I checked it out. It's pretty great.
Bet365.com checks in on the 15th with $103,240. Corey Desmond, Gold of Fortune God.
All right.
Yep. And then we're going to end up on the 15th on the boardwalk with Caesars Atlantic City. $177,919.31 playing Bally 5C Black and White 5 times play. Going over to the 16th, we've got DraftKings.com. IGT Fortune Coin paying out $313,900. Going over to FanDuelCasino.com, we've got $109,717.70 on Lorcan Kelly's multi-level jackpot machine. Fanatics.com checks in on this day. $205,160. Evolution's Crazy Coin Flip Live.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving over to March 17th, we've got a pair here. We've got ResortsCasino.com, the online version, not the boardwalk. $158,600. High Five Games, Triple Double Da Vinci Diamonds. And then going back to Fanatics.com, another entry from them.
2 in a row, huh?
Yep. Same game, $100,800. Evolution's Crazy Coin Flip Live.
Okay.
Must be a brand new game people are trying out.
That was a good St. Patrick's Day for a couple people.
Yep. Going over to the 18th, we've got a pair from DraftKings.com. $214,743.40 on NYX Gaming's Quick Hits Blitz Blue. And then $204,795.80 on Digital's Assassin Moon. That's a very fun game to play.
Okay.
It's a James Bond type game where it's a spy with, secret missions, all that stuff.
All right.
Yes. Over on March 19th, we've got 3 more here. DraftKings.com, $254,600 on Eruption's Red Hot Joker. HardRockCasino.com, $152,175. Playing IGT's Mystery of the Lamp Treasure Oasis. That's actually a fun game to play.
I'm assuming that's a genie kind of game?
Is.
Okay.
Yes. And then we've got Party Casino.
Oh, wow. All right.
Nice classic platform.
Wow, okay.
PartyCasino.com, $130,380.34, playing Light and Wonder's Thundering Tiger.
I can't remember if I have an account with them. I might. I don't even know.
I haven't played on Party Casino so long.
I don't know.
Going over to March 20th, we're going back to the boardwalk with Ocean Resort, Aristocrats, Dragon Link, Happy and Prosperous, paying $191,500. Going back to HardRockCasino.com, that's the online, $100,005. Shuffle Masters, Jinjai Bao, Endless Treasures now. That's twice for that game.
Yep.
$107,249 at BetRivers.com, NetEnt Divine Fortune.
Okay, good. I like Divine Fortune.
And I love how sometimes when you're playing Divine Fortune in this spreadsheet, you will see Divine Fortune and then the word wallet afterwards.
Why is that?
Don't know why. Still got to figure that one out.
Is that the official name? I never knew that.
Moving over to the 21st of March, we're going to DraftKings.com. We've got $100,200 Evolution Crazy Time. That's the online game show where the person's walking from room to room.
That. Okay,
yes.
I like that. Yeah.
And then we've got Borgata in the Marina, the actual brick and mortar, $120,000. IGT's 5-star poker double bonus poker, video poker. Single entry on the 22nd of March, $136,689.78 on DraftKings.com, playing DraftKings PC.
I have no
idea what that means.
I don't know what that is.
That's how it was listed in the spreadsheet.
All right.
Going over to the 23rd, we've got 4 on the 23rd. We got DraftKings.com, Inspired's Call of the Wild, paying out $843,180.63.
Okay.
Staying with DraftKings.com, we've got DraftKings Craps again, paying out $331,983.27. Going over to FanDuelCasino.com, we've got $116,671.31, playing another Lorcan Kelly game, multi-level jackpot. Going to Fanatics.com for the last entry of the 23rd, $219,350, playing Evolution's Crazy Coin Flip Live. That's the third time we're seeing that game.
I know. I don't even know what it is. I got to check it out.
Going over to March 24th, $150,000 on TropicanaCasino.com. Inspire Gaming's Gold Cash. First one from Tropicana Casino.
Yeah, I know I have an account with that. I haven't played on it in a while, so I got to check that back out.
Going over to DraftKings.com, playing DraftKings Dollar Up.
Dollar Up.
$1,596,227.22.
I absolutely have no idea what that is.
No, I got to check that one out.
I am definitely checking it out. $1.5 million jackpot.
Almost 1.6.
Oh, okay.
Staying
Dollar Up.
Yep.
Huh? Okay, I'm writing that down.
Staying with DraftKings.com again. We've got $197,851.75 playing Evolution Bonanza.
Okay.
Going over to the 25th.
A lot of jackpots this month, huh?
Yes. We got two more from DraftKings.com. $470,477.77 playing DraftKings Speed Baccarat.
Okay.
I never saw that game.
No.
I have to take a look for it now. And then we have another entry for DK Craps, DraftKings Craps.
Wow.
$224,000. Last entry on the 25th, we've gone back to HardRockCasino.com, the online, not the brick and mortar, $185,045. Gabriel Fenench, Plinko.
Plinko. Now, Plinko, I know Plinko
yeah.
from Price is Right, right?
Now,
That's the
I'm
big
pretty
board.
sure, I don't know if that's
How much
a
did they win
misspelling.
on Plinko? Or?
$185,000.
Wow, okay.
That might be Gabriel French. It might be a misspelling.
Okay.
So, but that's
But
directly from
it's-
the press, from the spreadsheet.
It's Plinko, right?
It's
the
Plinko.
game on
Yes, Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Going over to March 26th, we've got DraftKings.com again. Evolution Divine Fortune paying out $198,608.39. And then Hard Rock Casino online again, $150,381, playing Alchemy Bets 4 Fantastic Lobsters.
4 fantastic lobsters.
Those are some fantastic lobsters there.
guess so.
$150,000 worth.
I guess that's a lobster themed.
It's a fisherman themed
Something.
game, yes.
Okay,
You're
all
actually
right.
a fisherman setting out traps for the lobsters.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
March 27th has a pair. We've got DraftKings.com again. Evolution Crazy Time paying out $120,200. And then FanDuelCasino.com playing Lorcan Kelly again. Multi-level jackpot, $118,766.80. Last two of the week here, we've got March 28th, DraftKings.com, Evolution Bonanza paying out $138,221.18. And then on March 29th, for the last one of the week here, Ocean Resort. We're on the end of the boardwalk there. Aristocrats Dragon Link Golden Century, $179,750.
Wow, okay.
Now, what we've got here, like I always do at the end, I tally up what's been going on January 1st to the end of March, and this is for jackpots of $40,000 or more. Division of Gaming Enforcement used to do $50,000. They now do $40,000 or more. More work for me to go through that spreadsheet. Every 2 weeks, it's like 9 to 10 pages long. We've got 1,094 jackpots of $40,000 or more, paying out $90,975,363.69.
Okay.
And we now have 5 $1 million jackpots in 2025.
Wow, that's great. I think we're ahead of our pace of last year with $1 million jackpots.
Yes,
okay.
we are. But that's it for Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show, and I'll be back in about 2 weeks with another series of jackpots from the Division of Gaming Enforcement. Well, that's it for this week's Beatin the House. I'll be back next week with a collection of all new jackpots, both lottery and casino, as well as some game announcements. As always, press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Congratulations, everybody we talked about this week. Congratulations, everybody else out there. There's a lot more winners for lottery and casino jackpots than we do, because we only do $100,000 or more. But I'll be back next week with even more jackpots.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
Drag a spotted chain across the desert plain. You build a